Stop. Before you do another swing, you need to see this. Because if you're swinging wrong, you're wasting 80% of the results. And most people are. Are kettlebell swings a good exercise? That's the wrong question. The real question is, why is this one movement burning twice the calories of running, building explosive power that barbells can't touch, and fixing back pain that's plagued you for years? And why are 90% of people doing it completely wrong? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm about to show you something that will change how you think about swings forever. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 3 things that make swings either the best exercise you've ever done or a complete waste of time. And I'll reveal the one mistake that's sabotaging your results right now. But first, let me tell you what happened when I fixed this mistake myself. Let's get into it. The truth nobody tells you about kettlebell swings. Here's what the fitness industry won't say. Swings aren't just good. When done correctly, they're irreplaceable. No other single movement delivers what swings deliver, but here's the catch. And this is critical. Done wrong, they're mediocre at best, dangerous at worst. So what makes the difference? 3 things, and if you're missing even one, you're leaving massive results on the table. We'll cover all 3, but first, you need to understand why swings are different from every other exercise you've ever done. Most exercises move weight in straight lines, up and down, push and pull. Your body loves straight lines. They're predictable, safe, easy for your nervous system to control. But life isn't straight lines. Real-world strength happens in curves, in arcs, in unpredictable patterns. That's where swings live. In the space between pure strength and pure cardio. Between controlled and explosive. Between simple and complex. This is why swings work, and why they're so often misunderstood. Why swings burn fat faster than running. The science nobody explains. 20 calories per minute. That's what research shows swings burn. Let that sink in. Running? 10 calories per minute. You're burning double by swinging compared to running. But it gets better. Way better. After you finish swinging, your metabolism stays elevated for 12 to 24 hours. This is called EPOC. Excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. Your body keeps burning calories long after you stop. Running doesn't do this nearly as effectively. Traditional strength training doesn't either. Why? Because swings combine 2 things that rarely exist together. High force output and high metabolic demand. You're producing serious power. Your heart rate spikes to 85% of max. Your muscles work explosively. Your entire posterior chain fires. This combination creates a metabolic storm. Growth hormone increases. Testosterone spikes 14% according to one study. Insulin sensitivity improves. Your body becomes a fat-burning machine. Not just during the workout, for hours afterward. But here's what most people miss, and this is critical. You only get these benefits if you swing correctly. And that brings us to mistake number 1. The mistake that kills 80% of your results. Mistake number 1. You're squatting, not hinging. Watch someone swing for the first time. 90% of them squat. Their knees bend deeply. Their hips don't push back enough. The weight comes from their quads, not their glutes. This turns a swing into a front raise combined with a squat. And it destroys the entire point. The swing is a hip hinge, not a squat. Your power comes from explosive hip extension, driving your hips forward like you're trying to jump. Your glutes should be doing the work, not your quads, not your arms, your glutes. Here's how to test yourself. Do 10 swings right now. Where do you feel it most? If it's your shoulders and arms, you're pulling. If it's your quads, you're squatting. If it's your glutes and hamstrings, you're hinging correctly. This one fix changes everything. Your calorie burn increases. Your power output jumps. Your posterior chain actually develops. Your back stays safe. But if you keep squatting instead of hinging, you'll never understand why people call swings the king of exercises. Now let me show you exactly how to fix this. But first, you need to understand the second massive mistake, because even people who hinge correctly often make this error. Mistake number 2. You're not breathing correctly. Breathing? How hard can that be? Turns out, very hard, and it matters more than you think. The wrong breathing pattern reduces your power output by 30%. It increases fatigue dramatically. It prevents you from building the core strength swings are famous for. Here's what most people do. They hold their breath during the hard part, or they breathe randomly without connection to the movement. Both are wrong, dead wrong. Here's the right way. And this is going to feel weird at first. Exhale forcefully as you drive your hips forward. Not a gentle breath out, a sharp, explosive exhale. Like you're trying to blow out birthday candles from across the room. This is called a power breath. It connects your breathing to your power output. Why does this work? The forceful exhale engages your core maximally. Your transverse abdominis fires. Your obliques brace. Your entire midsection becomes rigid. This creates a stable platform for your hips to generate force against. More stability equals more power. Plus, the breathing pattern prevents you from holding your breath. Holding your breath during swings spikes your blood pressure dangerously. It reduces oxygen to your muscles. It makes you fatigue faster. The power breath solves all of this. Try it right now. Stand up. Drive your hips forward like you're doing a swing. As you drive, exhale forcefully. Feel how your core engages. That's the power breath. Master this and your swings transform overnight. But there's still one more mistake, the one that separates people who build real strength from people who just get tired. Let me show you. Mistake number 3. You're using the wrong weight. Too light and swings become cardio. Just cardio. You'll burn some calories, but you won't build strength or power. Your glutes won't develop. Your athleticism won't improve. You're wasting the unique benefits swings offer. Too heavy and your form breaks down. You start pulling with your arms, your back rounds. Your hinge becomes a squat. You're not training power anymore, you're grinding. And grinding doesn't build the explosive qualities that make swings special. So what's the right weight? Here's the test. You should be able to perform 20 swings with good form. Powerful hip drive on every rep. Perfect breathing. Proper hinge. But by rep 15, you should feel challenged. Your glutes should be working hard. If you can do 50 swings easily, go heavier. If you can't do 10 with perfect form, go lighter. For most men starting out, this means 20 to 28 kilograms. For women, 12 to 20 kilograms. But this varies based on your strength level. And here's something critical. Your swing weight and your press weight are very different. You can swing much heavier than you can press. Don't use the same bell for both. That's another common mistake. Now that you know the 3 big mistakes, let me show you what happens when you fix them. The real results. Not theory, actual transformation. What correct swings do to your body. The 4-week transformation. Week 1. You'll notice your posture improving. Swings strengthen your entire posterior chain. Your glutes pull your pelvis into alignment. Your back muscles pull your shoulders back. You start standing taller naturally. Your grip strength increases noticeably. Holding the bell for high rep sets builds serious hand and forearm strength. You'll notice this carrying groceries, opening jars, everything involving grip. Week 2. Fat loss becomes visible, especially around your midsection. The combination of high calorie burn and hormonal response targets belly fat effectively. Your clothes fit differently. Your conditioning improves dramatically. Stairs don't wind you like they used to. Playing with kids doesn't exhaust you. Your work capacity increases across everything you do. Week 3. Glute development is obvious. Your pants fit tighter in the seat. Your posterior chain is noticeably stronger. Back pain that's bothered you for months often reduces or disappears entirely. Your explosive power increases. You can jump higher, sprint faster, react more quickly. This is the athletic benefit most people overlook. Swings build real-world power. Week 4. Complete transformation is underway. You're visibly leaner, noticeably stronger, moving better, feeling more capable, and you've built a sustainable habit that takes 15 to 20 minutes 3 times per week. This isn't theory. This is what happens when you swing correctly and consistently, but only if you avoid those 3 mistakes. Hip hinge, not squat. Power breathing, not random breathing. Right weight, not too light or too heavy. The swing workout that delivers results. 3 protocols. Now let me give you 3 complete swing workouts. Pick one based on your goal. Protocol 1. Fat loss and conditioning. EMOM. Every minute on the minute. Set a timer. At the start of each minute, do 15 swings. Rest for the remainder of that minute. Continue for 15 to 20 minutes. This keeps your heart rate elevated while allowing enough recovery to maintain quality. You'll complete 225 to 300 swings total. This burns serious fat while building endurance. Protocol 2. Power and athleticism. 6 sets of 10 swings. Heavy weight, maximum explosion on every rep. Rest 2 to 3 minutes between sets. Focus on generating as much force as possible. This builds explosive power that transfers to sports and real life. Protocol 3. Strength Endurance Hybrid. Ladders. Start with 10 swings. Rest 30 seconds. 20 swings. Rest 60 seconds. 30 swings. Rest 90 seconds. 40 swings. Rest 2 minutes. Then come back down. 30, 20, 10. This builds both strength and endurance simultaneously. Try each protocol for 2 weeks. See which one you enjoy most and delivers the results you want. Then stick with it for 8 to 12 weeks. Track your progress. Watch your body transform. Are kettlebell swings a good exercise? The final answer. Good? No, swings aren't good. They're exceptional. When done correctly, they deliver benefits no other single exercise can match. Fat loss that doubles running. Explosive power development. Posterior chain strength. Cardiovascular conditioning. Time efficiency. But the key phrase is when done correctly. If you're making those 3 mistakes, swings are just okay. Maybe even frustrating. Fix the mistakes and swings become transformative. Hip hinge, power breath, right weight. That's the formula. So here's my challenge. Fix your swing technique this week. Really focus on the hip hinge. Practice the power breath, find the right weight, then commit to one of those 3 protocols for 30 days. 30 days from now, come back and tell me swings are just good. I promise you won't be able to, because you'll have experienced firsthand why swings are considered the king of exercises. If you're committing to perfect swings for 30 days, drop a comment saying swing transformation. Let's build a community that understands the difference between doing exercises and mastering movements. And if you want detailed form breakdowns, progression protocols, and advanced swing variations, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because we're just getting started on building real strength the right way. Are kettlebell swings a good exercise? You tell me after you fix those 3 mistakes and see what happens to your body. The answer will be obvious. I'll see you in the next video. Now go swing correctly.